for inaccuracies, because once again, the account has to be accurate. It should look the same on each credit bureau. You want to make sure that the past due amounts are correct. You want to make sure that the limits are correct. You want to make sure that the open date is correct. You want to kind of look at each of these aspects on the credit report so that you can use these reasons when you are disputing with the credit bureaus on the inaccuracy of these accounts to get them updated, fixed, or removed, really, for these accounts. So in the next section, you will see a list of different reasons that you can use, different things to look for, and stuff like that when it comes to disputing your, credit report. You then want to go ahead and, write your dispute reason out. So it may be, let's just say you have different late payments. You might have an account. Let's say you got an account with Walmart and it's really your account, but you're looking at it like, hey, I was never late on my Walmart. Or you might say, hey, I was only late on Walmart one time, or, the late payment just not matching up with what you really, your behavior on that account. So it may be something like this. Hey, I want to dispute this late payment. It's inaccurate because on Experian is showing that I was late on January the 1st of 2023. Equifax is showing that I was late in February of 2023, and TransUnion is showing I was late March of 2023. And you might say like, hey, I was never late, or why are these, showing different on each credit bureau? Please update this account because the late payment history is inaccurate and the reports are different for late payments on all three of the credit bureaus. And you might want to relist that, Equifax showed this was late on this day, TransUnion was late on this day, etc. So that is one of the ways that you can go ahead and write that dispute reason for that account. You might have an account that says date last active or date last paid. That should all be the same on each credit bureau. So once you start to analyze your credit report, this is why it's important to always have access to your credit report and pay attention to these things, because you can look and say, hey, that's not right. You might have an account that says you paid it, the date you last paid was, let's say May of 2023, and the other one may say, hey, your last payment was January 2023. And the TransUnion might say, hey, the last payment was June 2023. And you're like, no way, like I'm paid up. Everything should say June 2023. So you want to definitely write a dispute reason for that and dispute that account and say, hey, this is inaccurate. Can you please remove this account because it's showing different dates? This date, that date, kind of, etc. So you just want to write a simple paragraph or just a simple reason of why you disputing that account. I do have dispute letters that you will see once you watch this video on how to kind of structure those credit bureau letters when you are doing like your first round of credit disputes. You definitely want to make sure that you aren't saying that the item isn't yours or saying it's identity theft simply if it's not, because that just doesn't work sometimes. And then once they come back and they verify it, you don't want to run into issues about trying to dispute it again with a different reason because you said it wasn't you. So with this process, right, let's say you identify 5 items that was inaccurate on this credit report. You started off with the first one, which was your late payments are all wrong. You were not late. You were never late. And they come back and say, hey, yes, you were late. We verified this. You definitely want to use the next dispute reason, or you want to come back with the, proof. But really, you can go down the list of the dispute reasons. That's why I said pick about, 5 to 6 different elements that you notice on this account that may be inaccurate. So once they verify for one reason, you can go ahead and send another letter and say, hey, I'm disputing because the date, last reported was wrong. If that makes any sense to you guys. So you go down your different list of dispute reasons so that once one is verified, you can go back and just, do another dispute reason. And don't let up on them, you guys. Credit bureaus are real good at just verifying stuff or saying it's verified. through third parties and just sending it back to you saying it's verified because they haven't done their job. And that's where kind of on the round two, if you notice that during round one, they never answered that notice of dispute, that can be your reason to get this item removed off your credit report, because by law, when you are disputing something, it has to notify and say that on your credit reports.